Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to F1 2011, because once again F1 is visiting the Turkish Grand Prix and we're back again doing another last to first challenge. I did one on last year driving a Sebastian Vettel and we didn't manage to get first place, so let's try another move. I think, if I remember rightly, Lewis Hamilton actually won that race driving as himself, so we're going to drive as Lewis Hamilton in the McLaren as well. Now, I can't remember what AI difficulty we had, but I think, remember right now, I said it was a slightly too difficult as well. 30% race distance as well. That's something you can't only see in Formula 1 as well. And weather is on. I remember there it is, the Turkish Grand Prix, and just getting a bit of practice. Look at this wet weather. I mean, it looks a little bit. I think these are supposed to be intermediate, so the wet tyres have come a long way. But as we've lost the rear end there through this car is very slidey. But I would point out, there is something I do want to point out to Codemaster. So we're going to tuck in behind Barrichello, and can you see, as we're tucked in behind Barrichello, the spray covers the screen, so we can't actually see like in real life. How cool is that? Schumacher's had an issue there. We're setting a slow time there as we've gone on the grass. But the point is that, I mean, I think these are supposed to be wets and not inters actually. Although apparently it said on the game when they were supposed to be inters. I think they're actually wets, but as it's just well, it's Belgium conditions, which there might be some Belgian conditions this weekend. PTSD, coming back to that, but a 53.7 is what we set. But nevertheless, we're going to move to Istanbul. It's dry for the race. We're going to be starting from 24th place on the grid. Can't do that anymore, can you? No. Lewis Hamilton, the old cutscenes from these old F1 games. This game is 10 years old and is still available for 99p on the Steam store, and it has Turkey in it. I mean, let's be honest. There's the fact of the matter is, there are issues with this game, but nevertheless, it is 99p and it's a cheap alternative. But anyway, starting on pole, Fernando Alonso in the Ferrari. Jenson Button, our teammate, is in 5th, and where we are in this Chrome McLaren, 24th place on the grid. As fight with lights, so the Turkish Grand Prix, come on, lights out and away we go, and it's a good start, using a bit of curves off the line. We're going to mince the two Caterhams of Carter Kane and Trulli, dive down the inside of D'Ambrosio, who's going slow, and moved up to P17, out then of the turn 1. We've got Maldonado, I think, on that outside. We're trying to go down the outside of De Resta, who should be commentating for Sky probably. It's a huge dive bomb, tried to dive Kobayashi. Going to go down the inside, and we're ahead of Alguersuari using our DJ. Down the inside of Kobayashi. It's a lovely move. Trying to go around the outside of Heidfeld, but he's had a not a good exit, and we're through on the German driver in the Lotus. Down the inside, Lotus Renault, I should say, as we're now behind Petrov. I also did Caterhams earlier. As we go round the outside of Petrov, almost touching me, who's going that slowly. They're actually Lotuses in this year. Rosberg tries to go to fences and attacking at the same time on Massa. He tries to go around the outside. Can we get involved? He's forced Massa off. We're going to cut down the inside of Massa. Thank you very much. Up into P7 already. That's in one lap. So this is on here. We've pretty much made up lap number 2 round the outside of Rosberg, not doing there. The DRS, will it be in operation this weekend? We'll have to wait and see. We've got a great run on Rosberg here, round the outside. That's a lovely little move. That's my favourite move around this track. We've made another position, and now we're after Button, Schumacher. Trying to go around the outside of our teammate who's taken the curbing stupidly at the penultimate corner. And we're up into P5. So we're doing very well. Lap number, a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well, 1:30.1. I expect we'll be going a lot faster. Next up, however, after that, Schumacher started to drop us, and Button came back with them. Button's ahead of us. We're going to try and back down the inside. On the inside, Button's trying to go and do a switchback. Then we block him off and retain P5. So trying to catch Schumacher. I think we can though. Moving to lap 5. We've gone wide onto the grass. We're going to have DRS though on Schumacher. We're coming for Schumacher. This is going to be a dive and a half down the inside, and we've made it work up into P4. This is very good. This is much better progress than we made with Vettel last year. So Schumacher's dived down the inside. We've gone deep at the final corner. We're going to have Schumacher again though, use a bit of the curves on the outside into turn 1. Round the outside, no, can't make the move. Vettel sets a new fastest lap, 29 flat. Now can we get Schumacher? As we try, can we dive down the inside here? No, we've gone wide. Try and go around the outside, no. So we move now to lap 6. Schumacher's now pulled half a tenth, and we've gone wide at the turn 8. That is, just not got the downforce, so couldn't get Button in the end, and back with DRS at the end of lap number 6, and in the end, at the end of lap number 6, we're actually coming in for our one and only stop onto a set of prime tyres. I think they're mediums, but don't quote me on that. Fuel is good though in this car, so softs, are they softs? I don't know. The options are off, primes are on, and we're going to come out of the pits down in P9. I think we've actually jumped Schumacher in the pits as well. So that's a great stop for us. DRS to go past. I'm sure we'll stop and start commentating for Sky at some point. Perez is having a go at us in his Sauber, but he can't quite get past us, so we're going to use a bit of the KERS to try and accelerate away from Perez on these prime tyres, which I suspect the core temperature of a freezer, and we're up in P10. Perez has a little look again. The handling model, it is, I will call it very loose on this game, but anyway, it's just about getting used to it. Back to our POV. We dive down the inside of Jensen. He keeps it on the outside. We're going to be accelerating towards turn 8. We don't want to go wide that we did, and we've made the move on the approach to the triple left-hander, and we're up into P4. Now we're starting to get to the serious end. Next up is Mark Webber, who's been asleep at some point. Obviously he did crash with his teammate Sebastian Vettel. He goes defensive to the inside, try to do a switchback, but we make contact with his rear end, contact again, try and go around the outside, and it's a nice little darting move up onto the podium. I think we managed P4 last year. Alonso's gone wide though, through the back markers of Carter, Kane and Kovalainen, and Alonso's had a terrible move. We're just going to do our favourite move round the outside with the DRS. Thank you very much. Up into P2. Only one man left. Mr. Invincible himself, Sebastian Vettel, reigning world champion at this moment in time. Can anyone stop Vettel from winning this race? We'll have to wait and see. Alonso though comes back at us on lap number 13. As Vettel though is going slowly, where there was a Lotus in the pits. Lewutzi needs to get out of the way, and as Lewutzi blocked Vettel, he has, and we take the lead. The Turkish Grand Prix. Vettel got slowed up by Lewutzi, and Lewutzi has done us an absolute favour. But Vettel, of course, he is a reigning world champion. He's in the better car than the McLaren. Tries to go around the outside, and he left 14. Can't do it anything though. We're going to take precautions, taking wide lines and making sure we slam the door shut through the corners. Lap 16 though, Vettel's going to have another go at trying to get past us. These prime tyres are going off, and Vettel's got DRS. DRS is very strong around here and this final, but he can't get the braking done into the penultimate corner. and we jump to lap 17. Vettel is not there, he's 8 tenths down, so into the final couple of corners then, coming out of the final couple of sequence of corners, Vettel's not close enough, out the final corner, up to the line we come to complete, I think what is the first time I've ever done it on this channel, completes successfully a last to first challenge at the Turkish Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton. Wow. If you have then enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for you then to see plenty more F1 related gaming videos every week as when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.